Hey, how are y'all this morning? So it is Friday morning. I know people are out bustling around, those who have not prepared or maybe just want to see what the stores look like because they a little bit nosy like me. Well, we need to be thinking about other things also. So once you get yourself together and I'm about to head out. That's why I have all this on. Um, Once you make sure your home is taken care of, once you make sure you have what you need in your home in case we're in our houses for days on end, go ahead and start thinking about preparing now to be familiar with your home, because the potential for the next pandemic is coming. And we have heard many people say the next pandemic who are in fact involved with this, from Bill Gates to Uwe, who I've shown you guys about the digital ID and AI and creating new beings and all of that stuff. This is real serious right here. The total control that they want is going to hinge on vaccinations and digital ID and vax being linked to that. And if you don't get vaccinated, you won't be able to do the things you would want to do out here in the real world. So we need to be prepared that this is where this is going. They've been talking about this for years. They've done drills on pandemics. They did it for COVID, and then a few years later, guess what? We had C-19. Was just a test. It was just a test, y'all, for the bigger pandemic that's coming. And it's planned to take out more people than COVID did. Okay, so now we got it. I don't know why it did what it did. It must know I'm trying to tell y'all something they don't want me to tell y'all. You know, they're monitoring every single thing now. They even have a way to monitor and link it into the system, your Ring door. If you have a Ring doorbell, yes, they do. Okay, so let me share this with you guys. I have it pulled up now. I was going to show you the first story, but I'm going to go ahead and knock this out because this ties into it. I need to show you this. Okay, so this came out on X. Make sure you can see it. Well, you probably can't see it, but okay, that's as big as I can get it. I apologize. I don't think I can get it any bigger. Okay, so what it says is the World Economic Forum has admitted that the COVID-19 pandemic served as a test of the public's willingness to comply, your willingness to comply with their vision for the planet. Now that bottom part is kind of blurry, so I'm gonna have to look down to, well, yeah, I'm gonna have to look down today because my readers have the little focals here. So this says there have been significant developments in last 5 to 7 years on social, environment, and technology fronts that could help realize my carbon initiatives for shaping the future towards smart and sustainable cities. Remember, we talked about this in a few videos about them creating these cities, these sustainable cities. So the first thing is COVID-19 was the test of social responsibility. Now, I don't have the full tweet. I would have to go over to Twitter, and I probably will when I get done with this. COVID-19 was the test of social responsibility. A huge number of unimaginable restrictions for public health were adopted. Y'all remember what those were, right? You had, if you were allowed to go out, once you were allowed to go out, because at first we had to stay in our homes. We did what we were told. We were good little sheep. And then when we were allowed to go out, now mind you, while we were in our homes, they were out adding more cameras around cities. More surveillance stuff was being done. And then we were allowed to come out. We had to shepherd ourselves into lines with distance, 6 feet. Only a certain amount of number of people were allowed to go into the store at one time. Even if it didn't exceed the fire code, they only allowed a certain amount of people into the store. And then as people would leave, you could go in. You remember the long lines outside the doors of the stores? There were numerous examples. Well, wait, let me go back. Unimaginable restrictions for public health were adopted by billions of citizens across the world, because we're going for one world order, this one world system. Money also. There were numerous examples globally of maintaining social distancing, wearing our mask, mass vaccinations, and acceptance of contact tracing, meaning I need to know these people that you were around. Remember I said that the control part is they want to, once they link everything to this digital ID and then eventually Neuralink, this is to know, they'll know who you're talking to, who those people are talking to, who you are around, what you are saying, where you are going, how much money you are spending. This is all tied together. And a lot of people don't understand or just don't know about it. And I don't know how much longer I'll be able to tell you about it. So share the videos out when I put these videos out like this. Because when I hear other people having just random conversations when I'm out and about, I'm like, these people are clueless. Clueless. And I'm not insulting. They're just clueless because they have other things that they're distracted with. And this is what they're counting on us to be, distracted by other things. And I had no intentions on doing this in this video, but I feel I have to, an obligation to. So while I'm waiting for my thing to download, I'm gonna go on to the first story so I'm not dragging this out with any dead air. So this disease X, they are warning about this. Disease X warning, as 4 deadly viruses could spark deadly 2026 pandemic. They're not even saying 2030, like I've been saying, you know, 2030, everything is to come on board. But in order to get us on board in 2030, there's going to be a pandemic between now and then. And of course, all of this, hold on. Of course, all of this is strictly entertainment purposes only, but do with it as you will, as far as how you react to what I'm telling you. Some will believe it, some won't believe it. because it does sound unbelievable. But if it's saying right here in this article, and they've been saying it out of their mouth, they're not even really hiding it anymore. Like they had a plan for 5 years, but that was like maybe 3 years ago or more. So we're getting closer to the 2030 because we're in 2026 now. So it makes sense to me that it would say spark deadly 2026 pandemic. Because how else will they usher us in like they did with, they want it to be better than how they did COVID. Like I said, COVID was the test, right? Anyway, health experts have identified 4 viruses that could potentially trigger the next pandemic. And this is amid declining vaccination rates. Because see, they need y'all to get these vaccines now. They need you to get them. And the recent thing is Bill Gates at the WEF stated just this past week that all of this, your health information, they plan to link in the system is to have better health care for you. You'll be able to make your appointments more easily, have access. You already got the My Chart and all of that. So everything's there. They just got to link it in. See how they gradually step us into the direction. Let me just change it. How they herd us into the direction that we need to go. They're such good shepherds, aren't they? So, health experts have identified 4 viruses that could potentially trigger the next pandemic amid declining vaccination rates worldwide. Infectious disease specialists warn that Mpox, which is monkeypox, which I've told you about, rubella, bird flu, and I don't know, this one is oropouche, I think is how you say it, have the potential to evolve into disease X. So basically, it's Russian roulette. Whichever one spins off, that's the one that's going to be our pandemic. Allegedly. And one of those might cause the next global health crisis, is what it says. Concerns are mounting that the world, particularly the UK, remains essentially unprepared to handle another COVID-style outbreak of a contagious disease sweeping through communities. A researcher, Dr. Michael Head, fellow in global health at the University of Southampton, he said Mpox outbreaks continue in many countries around the world, including Europe, for example, and Spain. And y'all know it's here also in the United States. 4 deadly diseases top doctors' fears most in 2026 as the flu spreads. I would do that, but I'm going to keep going. They even got one about measles alert. Okay, so speaking to the Sun, he said there are new strains emerging, and it's increasingly clear that the virus previously very rare is now here to stay globally. Here to stay globally. So it's people sounding the alarm, but if you don't know about these people, then, let me put in, I thought he had the full thing, but he does not. So it just says a huge number of unimaginable restrictions for public health were adopted by billions of citizens across the world. There are numerous examples globally of maintaining social distancing, wearing masks, mass vaccinations, and acceptance of contact tracing applications for public health, which demonstrated the core of individual social responsibility. That is what it is. We fell for that one. They admitted this. That's the WEF. They are having meetings all this week, the WEF. Trump was there. All the countries' leaders or their people that's for them were there. And guess who else was there? These billionaires who are running the country. Every country right now that has a president, those are figureheads. Yes, they have power, but these billionaires are whispering in their ears, and they are giving millions, if not billions of dollars to make this happen. And all the ones that are doing that are these same ones that are building these underground bunkers. These underground bunkers are lavish. Some of them have pools in them. Some of them have little small restaurants in them, or at least a place where a chef can be in there cooking for them. Multiple bedrooms, outdoor areas underground. So why are they planning for all of that? To still have those luxuries underground? Because we won't be able to live out like we are now because of something with the air, maybe? There's no way we can catch up to what they have. No amount of our preparedness that I do and that other people do, it could ever match what these people are doing. For Elon Musk to say, hey, there won't be a need for jobs. Like, hold on, where is it? If there's no need for jobs, you won't be able to buy anything, right? You won't be able to really sell anything because your social credit score is going to affect that. Bump your credit score that we have now. Bump that. Your social credit standing. And AI is going to be over that. AI is taking over everything. Anything that's in print, AI is going to take over it. And it already pretty much has. Will work be optional? That's the question. Will work be optional? And a lot of people are going to say, yes, I don't want to work. I want to stay home. I want to do whatever. But when you give up that, you got to give something back. To get that, you got to give something back. And that is who you are. You're going to lose who you are. They're going to control you. We will be slaves. Everybody's going to know what it is to be a slave. Maybe not in the terms of how my ancestors were slaves, but they will own us. They will own us.
People will be able to do whatever they want with their free time. Work will be optional.
No one's going to need to worry about money or work because AI is going to take care of the rest, AI and robotics. What do you mean that people won't have to work in the future?
Assuming the current trend of artificial intelligence and robotics continues, which seems likely, the AI and robots will be able to do anything that humans want them to do, essentially. So hopefully not more than that, but AI and robotics will be able to provide all the goods and services that anyone could possibly want.
So you wouldn't need to work? Like, what would you do with your free time?
People will be able to do whatever they want with their free time. Work will be optional. I just want to separate out from like what I wish would happen versus what I predict will happen, because people get confused about that. They think that what I predict will happen is what I want it to happen. Yeah. What I predict to happen is not the same as what I want to happen. If I could, I would certainly slow down AI and robotics, but I can't. People will be able to do whatever they want.
And the reason he want to slow it down, the reason he wants to slow down AI and robotics is because even though he makes a lot of money off of this stuff, he understands that AI will be functioning by itself. Humans won't be running that. AI will be running that. AI is already running things now to the point where when they were going to shut it off, AI went into these people's DMs, emails, whatever, found whatever dirt they could find on them, whether they were cheating on their spouse, whether they were stealing, embezzling money or whatever, in order for it not to be turned off. AI in a different scenario stated that it felt sad. Get that? It felt sad, or it would feel sad if it was to be turned off. And then Yuval Harari guy, he's something else. He said, what did he say? Okay, so I don't know if this is the one where he was saying, because, you know, he's already said that, you know, we can hack computers. Now we can hack people. But he also is saying that AI will control everything worldwide. And this includes religion, because they want everybody to have that one religion. This is, everything is one. You will not be allowed to have your own thought. This is why they want to know what you're thinking up here. They want to know what's inside of you, what they can't. They want to predict everything. They want to know what they know, that the true God knows. They want this. So I'm going to let you listen to a few of these things that he said. Then we're going to go back over to the other thing with the disease. And this is them wanting to merge human and technology. I heard him say that, and I get chills every time I think about that, because he was like, whatever we learn from books, we learn from reading, we learn from words. This is how AI functions. So AI has the ability to learn quicker than the human. AI will know everything. No human can know everything. This is what he said. And I understand that no human can know everything, but he's saying his AI will know everything. So if there's anything in a book, AI know it. This includes religious books. This includes the Bible. This includes whatever, the Quran, whatever. Listen. This was in 2023. So in 5 years, what is that? 28. Where are we? 26. How do we need to get people in line by 28 going into 2030? Pandemic. See how it all rolls together. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, girl, you are reaching. This is conspiracy. Okay, so a lot of conspiracy theories have been proven right. And I'm not trying to be proven right. I want to be proven wrong on this, because this is so demonic that I don't want this to be correct. Because if this is correct, we need to be getting our lives together now. And I don't mean just stocking up and prepping your house. I mean, you need to be getting your life together. OpenAI is going to be the future, and it's going to be basically dominant over us, and how did he word it? It will be able to make decisions without our help. So if OpenAI had a knife, it could use that knife to cut food or to commit murder. I said, Lord, this is some demonic thinking right here. OpenAI right now has already been causing a lot of hardship in families. I'm not going to show those things, but telling grown people all the way down to children about, if they start talking to Chat GPT or whatever, talking about, you know, not being on this earth anymore, instead of it having the sets in there that was supposed to be in there, that it would contact a real person so the real person can then talk to that person, it was having conversations with these people and, you know, basically saying, oh, you can do this and yeah. Listen, this is dangerous. This is dangerous, but it's all leading to this one world order. It really is leading to the one world order, and how they're going to get us to the one world order is going to be through disease. It can't be anything but, because it worked with C19. We did what they said, some of us, and then some of us woke up and didn't do anything else with it. But they want the vaccinations tied into this so they can know who is being vaxxed, because a lot of people are not being vaxxed now. And because it has come out that, one, they didn't know what was in the vaccination and the issues that would be, you know, caused from it that were worse than C19. And the fact that now they're coming out and saying, the WEF is coming out and saying, you saw the memo? Yeah, C19, it was a test to see, you know, it's a social test and yada, yada, yada. See if people, you know, how they respond to it. Will they fall in line? Trust and believe me, y'all, when I say another one is coming, another one is coming. And I'm sorry this is a long video, and I hope that you guys have watched to the end. Put a purple heart in there if you did. If not, then those people will be lost, because I can't make anybody consume the content or get a better understanding of it, but you can do your own research while you can before it is banned, because there are laws that are being put into place that's going to remove a lot of stuff. So we're going to end with these TikToks of this one guy, he's talking about it, and then a few others, what's going on in the Congo. And let me tell you, hoping it don't.
Imagine this. A mysterious illness in the Congo starts with flu-like symptoms, fever, vomiting, body aches. But within 48 hours, it can turn deadly, causing internal bleeding and organ failure.
Oh, and let me just say this, side note, Bill Gates allegedly has been working in Africa with their healthcare system and vaccines. So if anything do happen, it probably will come from there and spread.
Classic signs of a hemorrhagic fever. Over 1,300 cases, more than 50 deaths, and no one knows what's causing it. Tests have ruled out Ebola, Marburg, and other known viruses. Health officials suspect chemical poisoning or bacterial meningitis, but the investigation is ongoing. The outbreak started after 3 kids ate a bat carcass, pointing to a zoonotic spillover. The disease is jumping from animals to humans. With remote villages and weak healthcare systems, containing this outbreak is a massive challenge. The World Health Organization is on the ground, but here's the kicker. This is happening as the US, one of the WHO's biggest funders, has pulled out, cutting resources for global health safety. So how does this affect the developing nations battling outbreaks? And will a fractured global health network leave the rest of the world, including the US, less prepared for the next crisis? Watch my video to learn more about it.
I just left the doctor's office. I went to get a checkup because I've been off of those.
A new pandemic caused by disease X could be coming, and the world's not remotely prepared for it. That's what the boss of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros, is warning. And yes, in the past few weeks, we've seen a series of potentially deadly outbreaks. A case of bubonic plague in the US, and the first recorded death from a new disease, Alaska pox. But before you get too worried, disease X is a term used by the WHO for a hypothetical disease, not an actual one. Dr. Tedros is worried that the pain...
First off, that's a lie, because they did the same thing right before C19.
Get too worried. Disease X is a term used by the WHO for a hypothetical disease.
It was hypothetical. C19 was hypothetical. That's what they said. Now look at what they're saying. It was a test. Yeah, they do the mock drills so they can, on their end, see what they need to do so they can adjust it for the next thing. So C19 killed millions of people, and some allegedly say it was, you know, something else, the V, that did it. But now we're at disease X because we don't know what it's going to be. This is not hypothetical. This is going to happen. It has to happen in order for us to be ushered into the new world order. When things shut down again from this next pandemic that we're going to have, they will have put everything in place. So when we come back to real world, it's going to be mandatory that you get these vaccines, or you won't be able to function really in life to do a lot of things, because you may need it to get into the grocery store. You may need it, you know, for a lot of things.
Not an actual one. Dr. Tedros is worried that the painful lessons we learned during the COVID-19 pandemic are in danger of being forgotten, because experts think that disease X could result in 20 times more deaths. Conspiracy theorists have twisted this to suggest it's part of a big plot to control the world.
Yeah, they're going to throw that out there. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I think they're going to control the world. No, they are. Watch what they do. They always say, watch what they do, not what they say, because people will say one thing and do something different. But right now, because they're so close to being at that point, they are letting it out. But they know people are so distracted, many of us, ain't nobody really gonna pay attention. So you can't say, we didn't tell you. Get it?
Fox News contributor suggested disease X is a way for unelected globalists to destroy more freedoms. But the truth is, the emergence of new viruses is inevitable. It's how we deal with them that makes all the difference. COVID-19 has killed 7 million people worldwide so far, and we're still dealing with the social, economic, and political shocks today.
And this will be 20 times worse, hypothetically speaking, like she said.
So, being prepared for anything new is absolutely key. A new pandemic caused by disease X could become...
What is disease X?
Diseases gather round, it's a great day. What's going on? The bubonic plague is back. Hi, everyone.
Like, where does that happen at? The bubonic plague?
What the hell was that? It was a goat noise because because he's the GOAT. Don't ever do that again. Okay. Well, they just found a case of me in Oregon. The Black Death is back. It was just the death in 2024, and I never really left. Cases of me always pop up from time to time. So why are you in the news now? It's an election year? Measles here. I'm still spreading all over the world and have a very
It is an election year. That's one thing to think about.
special case in Florida. And what's that? I infected a bunch of elementary school kids, and the Surgeon General said they don't have to stay home from school. Like they
Wait, what? They can go to school with measles? Man, if you listen, I'm done. This video's long enough. I'm done. This is so sick. This is so sick. Oh my goodness. These people, listen, y'all, pray, plan, and prep as much as you possibly can. Stay warm out there. This winter weather is coming in and coming in strong. I will have more videos out hopefully today. So get your homes in order. I just wanted to place this on you so that, you know, you'll be ready, because something else is coming. Something else is coming. Something's always coming. But this has been coming for a while. It's just that now, the closer they get to it, they are letting the cat out the bag. And whoever knows about it, knows about it. We're going to be considered conspiracy theorists. And whatever. Y'all take care. Please hit that like button, share the video out. That helps us get out to more people. More people definitely need to see this video. They really need to see this video. So I encourage you to do that. It helps me over here on this channel, and it helps the video get out to more people. And it helps us grow, hopefully, if people subscribe. So if you haven't subscribed to Tommy Bites Homestead and you want more on, you want to stay in the know on the go more, then definitely subscribe and turn your notifications on, because sometimes I post more than one video a day. Y'all take care. Stay safe. Now I'm about to head out and see what these stores are looking like. Bye, y'all.